I wasn't going to do it. But I got looking at the babies and I said, there are some horses here that deserve. Is that race going? It's race 4 going. I'm in race 6. Okay. Cutting it close. I'm going to give you a top 15 list. It was going to be top 10, but I said, no, there's 16 I liked. I cut one off the top. I'll tell you who I cut. And it's not fair to him. I cut Beef and Cheddar off it, which isn't fair. I think you're going to hear a lot about him this winter. The only reason I cut him off is because he was wandering all over the track. He was fast. He clearly had a lot of pop, but he did interfere with a couple of horses, and he needs to learn to do his work better and smarter. But he will. He'll learn to do that. So I give you 15 horses that did their work great, even though he could have easily made this list. I'm going to give you 15. It could have been 10, but that would have been unfair to the bottom 5. So I'm going to give you 15, starting with my number 1 pick of the whole day, not because she looked that much better than everybody else, simply because she wowed me. I've talked for weeks about War We Welcome. I've talked for weeks about Braemar and our filly Won My Heart, Hanover, Walking the Moon. This filly shouldn't have been able to do what she did yesterday, and that filly's name is Frilly Fringes. Frilly Fringes was the one that stuck out to me. I expected a lot of the other horses to look good. I just wanted to see this filly do it right and get a flat line, and she was unbelievable. She beat War We Welcome. War We Welcome came to her. No, she didn't trot away from her. James said, I could have challenged. He said, but, we were rolling. And they were rolling. This is a filly that's had a month with the harness on. And to look that good was some kind of impressive. So number 1, in my mind, fair being fair, was Frilly Fringes. Very, very impressed with this Southwind Frank filly. Number 2 on my list, this might shock you also. So Admirable. I'm going to tell you guys right now, this filly is going to begin to wow people. She looks like she's a few weeks behind. This is a filly that's been sick 2 or 3 times, and now she looks like she's catching up. We need to keep her healthy. We vaccinated her before we vaccinated everybody else. We do that in the spring. We've done her already. We're working on her on immune boosters, if such a thing, X-Stem, and some of the stuff you buy at the tack shops. I would give her alligator spit if I thought it would help her stay healthy all the time, and she looks like she's getting healthy. She looked so good the other, and somebody mentioned to me, they said, she looked more professional, because when we first saw her the only time under the drone, she was wild. And I think a lot of that is when they get that mucus up in the top of their throat and you grab a hold of them, it can sometimes constrict their airway, which then makes them angry. And I think that's what you saw. I think if we can get this filly under control and keep her healthy, you're going to see some kind of horse. She possesses all the tools, and I've been very, very pleased with her thus far. And James absolutely loves So Admirable. She's a number 2 for me this week. Number 3, War We Welcome. She did everything to get to number 1, but she didn't beat Frilly Fringes. But at the same time, you see now what I'm talking about. The horses on this list possess the talent. There's lots of horses that aren't on this list that may have that raw talent. They just didn't do their work perfect. Not that we need them to. Not that I have to see it. But these 15 did it right. And, well, a couple of them on here didn't do it perfectly all the time, but showed either some real good speed or some real intelligence. That's what makes up this 15 list. And easily at number 3 is War We Welcome. She's just a talented filly. I would be heartbroken if she didn't turn out to be a nice filly. Can't really say. You don't know for certain. But I am very, very happy with War We Welcome. Number 4, both the horses heading up that I took personally to the University of Guelph yesterday after the open house. Let them eat their supper, relax for a minute, put them on a trailer, and took them to the University of Guelph to have their operations today. Number 4, Iglaire AM. She actually beat Eternity Road, and that's why she's ahead of him in this list. Eternity Road looked like a true professional. Truthfully, could have been number 1. Was very impressive, but old Iglaire AM showed some real tenacity. Billy let her overtrot herself to beat James. He caught up to James, passed him at the wire, and I said it on the broadcast, there's no way this filly is going to be able to make this turn going this fast, and she only got 1 step into it and was on the run. That was not her fault. That was Billy's fault, but she did get the W. So Iglaire AM showed some real tenacity in her training set yesterday. She made a little break in the mile, collected herself, and then ran down Eternity Road. Now, James never let him loose, and he's an animal, but she ran him down. So good for her. Exactly what I want to see in a horse. Number 5 is Eternity Road. He was flawless yesterday. He could have been up higher. He's just such a nice horse, and you guys saw that. I saw 1, he's all sold out, and 2, there's a bunch of private shares bouncing around. You guys see what I'm talking about. This is a horse with a lot of talent, and I'm very impressed with him. Number 6 is a horse that kind of snuck up on you guys too. Walk on the Moon. Man, oh man, did he look good. Paul McKenzie couldn't stop talking about this horse after he went with him. Same thing as So Admirable. Still got some mucus in their nose. We're really working on this. Hopefully we can get this corrected and under control throughout the winter. Number 7, Won My Heart, Hanover. She could have been up higher, but she didn't wow anybody, but she didn't have to. She's wowed me since the first time I laid eyes on her. So she's done everything good. She won her set easily yesterday. She beat them training the other day. She's just a really, really nice filly. And Won My Heart, Hanover is a horse you guys are going to be talking about also all winter long. Number 8 is a horse that really jumped up the list because I did not think she would trot a full mile yesterday. I thought she was just too green, had not learned enough going into the open house, which there's nothing wrong with that. She only had the harness on less than 3.5 weeks. That's my girl. My God, you know what she looks like? Where We Welcome. She trots just like her, and Where We Welcome's a little more grounded. But this filly showed some real tenacity. Paul said to me, he said, she was flawless. Never put a step in. We made a few changes on her, and I'm a little surprised they worked as well as they did. But that filly looked some kind of good. Number 9, Braemar. Easily could have been up higher on the list. This guy's shares didn't take long. You guys waited. You waited and waited and waited. Now, a lot of people are asking if I have shares. No, I don't have a share on them. There's some shares in the group, but I don't have any shares on Braemar. And Braemar is some kind of nice horse. He went up to have his operation. Little update, I did get off the phone with the surgeon. She said everything went great. Fantastic. All the chips are out. Those horses now will be done for a month, which is good timing, right? Over the Christmas holiday. They'll start back middle of January, and I can't imagine they won't do anything but just pick up where they left off. These horses look both professional. Eglariam and Braemar, very impressed with what I've seen from him so far. Well and Down. She might not have been perfect yesterday, but how fast was she going on the end of the mile? I said to Billy, we're going to have to let the air out of the tires of your jog cart or something. Slow down. And he made that big move, and she made a break, which isn't surprising. Then she made a gigantic move on the end of the mile. Well and Down, you guys can see what I'm talking about. She got lots of pop to her. She is a wild thing. She is a live wire, but she can really pace. And she's not crazy. She's just hyper all the time. Just a nice filly. GW Chrome was impressive. If you guys were listening to the broadcast, you understood what I said. He can see him throwing his head, getting a little pacey. He just needs to learn. When this horse gets his head screwed on straight, he's going to be a nice colt. He doesn't want any part of Eternity Road. This is how good this list is. Can't Deny My Spirit's down here near the end. Can't Deny My Spirit is a freak. He's a very nice horse also. GW Chrome doesn't want any part of those of the Southwind Spirits yet, but who knows? Long winter yet. Can't Deny My Spirit, as I said, number 12. Just a nice horse. He's got a little curb to crowd. Not a big deal. I tell you what he might have to do is be gelded. He's squealing and roaring and jumping up on the walls. I don't want to see this horse get hurt. He's such a nice horse. I don't want to geld him, but I'm keeping a very, very close eye on his behavior over the next little while. Can't Muscle Me. I told everybody, you guys keep laying off these horses. All these horses, for a lot of them, they don't have a lot of shares left. Where We Welcome sold out. Frilly Fringes sold out. So Emeralds, we got lots left, sitting in 3. Eternity Road, Eglariam has some, but Eternity Road sold out. Walk on the Moon is freshly sold out. Won My Heart, Hanover sold out. That's My Girl has lots. Braemar sold out. Well and Down sold out. GW Chrome has some. Can't Deny My Spirit, long since sold out. Can't Muscle Me. Telling you, this is a nice filly. Jody loved her. The only thing I said to Jody was, watch her coming out of the last turn when she switches her leads. That's where she'll make a break. And that's where she made a break. So Jody she just kind of caught him off guard. Which I guess I could have texted him going into the last turn. Anyway, she just rolled off on him. She's a very, very nice filly. Number 14, a horse that surprised the hell out of me. Cambridge Star. Go back and watch the video. How fast was this little horse trotting in the end of it? I can't believe he's a little midget, but he's my midget. For those of you out there that don't, I own the 90 whatever shares that are left. They're all up in the public market, but he looked good the other day. I was so impressed with him. And the number 15 is a horse that also wowed me. She didn't do anything spectacular. She just did it all right, and that was Little My Jazz, the My MVP filly. You know who didn't make this list and could have? Was I'm a Lovely Lady. Both the My MVPs looked professional. and looked very sharp on the track. I was very, very impressed with that horse. So that's the top 15. War We Welcome, Frilly Fringes #1, So Admirable, War We Welcome, Aguilera AM, Eternity Road, Walk on the Moon, Won My Heart, Hanover, That's My Girl, Braemar, Well and Down, GW Chrome, Can't Deny My Spirit, Can't Muscle Me, Cambridge Star, My Jazz. Go back and watch the videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. Those horses looked real good. So that's the top 15. I think that's fair. I look quick. I don't think I missed anybody. Obviously, yeah, I did. I'm a Lovely Lady. Could have been on the list. A couple of others could have, but a list is a list. It's 15 horses. Talk to you guys soon. I got the babies. Can I sneak them in before I have to go drive Cavill Hanover? We're going to see in just a minute.